Alright, in this video I have the F4 GPS drone, and you can see this looks like another DJI Mavic type of drone. Here's the Mini 2. Compared to that drone, it is a lot larger. This one is 459 grams, whereas this one is the 249. And although they look very similar, this one's very cheap. It's a little over $100. It's supposed to give you 4K video. It did come with this gimbal cover, which is pretty nice, and a 5 megapixel camera, 2-axis gimbal, brushless motors, and it does have an optical flow down the bottom. So here's how it folds up. So instead of the legs turning down like DJI, they just go straight back. There you go. So it does record the SD. There's your SD card slot right there. That's pretty much it. There's no obstacle avoidance on it. Here's your battery. It is a 2S 350 milliamp hour battery. So we'll see how long this lasts when we're flying. Alright, here's a controller. It does have antennas on it, but these don't work. The antenna's actually inside under here, just like a lot of the cheap drones. These are fake. The knobs don't twist off, they're stuck on there permanent, and you got a pretty basic transmitter. These do your gimbal up and down. Even though it beeps when you do it, it is still a smooth pan. It doesn't do it in clicks, and I'll show you that. And we'll go over the controller when we get it in the air. So here's the case that it comes in. I'll take this off. I'm using this so I can fly my iPad with it. And it came with a USB cable. You have to use this cable to plug your battery in. I have the one with 2 batteries. And you have an extra set of props, a screwdriver, and your manual. It's a really nice bag. A lot of these cheap drones come in a really good bag. They take the time to make good bags for them, even though they have a cheap drone inside of it. Okay, what I'm concerned about is how does it fly, how good does the gimbal do, and how does the recordings look on the SD card with this supposed 4K camera. So let's go ahead and give that a try. And the good thing about this is it does have telemetry on the controller. So even if you were to lose your Wi-Fi signal, you can still see where the drone is if you have connectivity between the drone and the controller. Okay, so here is the 4D RC. That's the one we want. And it's telling you remote control light flashes. That's how you match it. And we did that when I went up and down. Horizontal calibration, I'll do that since I'm here. Level, okay. And now I'll go next and do a compass. Turn to the right. Now I'll turn it down and turn it. Oh, thought it was done. Okay. So I should be ready to go. So here I can change my photo and video. And there's not much to the menu. Beginner mode lets you choose how far out you want to go. I'm going to not be in beginner mode, and I can make my flight distance. Now that's something different on this one. It limits you to 2,000, and when you get out 2,000, it won't let you go any farther. So I have had it go out to like 1990, 1987, and it just stopped. So it does limit you at 2,000. Okay, saved. Now I'll go, there's my calibration. Surround radius, we'll make that 8. For when it's doing its circle, and your image quality. And that's pretty much all the settings that you can change. To get into your flight mode, you click that box up there, and that's where you get the follow, the circle, gesture mode. Right now, I just want to fly it out, see what the video quality looks like, and just see how it flies. So if I click on the map down at the bottom, see if we get anything. Choosing iMaps. There we go. So I couldn't do this with my Android. A lot of the cheap drones, the map function doesn't work with Android, but it does seem to be working on this. Using my iPad, and I could tell it's using a cached, because my iPad's not connected to the internet, it's using where I have cached right here. And it is showing me on the map down here. So I can't see how many satellites I have on the app, but down here on the transmitter it says 10 satellites, and I should be good to go. So I'll turn the sticks out. Here we go. Almost came at me. Okay, so make sure you take off away from yourself. It wanted to shoot backwards, but now this in the air, and I did have it over. Let's move away from the sun. I had to turn away from the sun so you can see it. So this is in the slowest mode. And I am surprised at how well this thing does stay in the air. Let's see if it wants to circle. It's locking in. I have 12 satellites now. Let's go forward. Let's hit record on the video. That's a picture. Turn it around. There we go. Now I'm recording on video. Let's take it up some. And here's the speed in 1. It's pretty slow when it's set to 1. So I'll go to the second speed. Check the speed now. A little faster. Turn it back around. Okay. So now I'll take it up over the tree line. Tilt the gimbal down. We'll hit record. Now I'm recording. Hopefully that did a screen report. I did. So I'm just going to fly into the wind. See how fast it goes. So let's see. Let me check. I have, when you restart the app, it resets the beginner mode. So now I had to change it so I can get to 2000. So let's push it out. Let's make sure that we're going the right speed. I'll get it up to 120. And then turn it around. Make sure it comes back faster than coming back at 7, 8. So let's turn back around this way. See how fast I can go. So I'm definitely going against the wind right now. So I'm going to do that while I fly out and just check the range of it. Tilt the gimbal wheel down. Not going to go over this house. And it does depend on what type of phone or tablet you have for how far you're going to get. This is using Wi-Fi for FPV. So right now I'm at 600, and I have trees in the way here, so I didn't expect to get too far. Just keep going and see. Try not to go over that house. That's where it shows I'm at. And even though I can't see FPV, I can see down here on my screen that I am still going out 1500. So I don't have it on here. 1700. Have no FPV. Let's try scooting a little closer. Nope. So I'll do a return home. And all I did was hit that button once. And I do see my meters decreasing down here. So that's the good thing about having a controller with telemetry on it. So even if you lose FPV and you hit return home, I can feel confident knowing it's coming home because I can see that my controller is going down. I'm at 1000 right now and 900. So that means I lost FPV. So if I go back into settings, Wi-Fi, I'm hooked back to it. There we go. So it did, what I did was I took out all the other Wi-Fi that I had saved so that it wouldn't auto join a different network when it was done. And I can hear it. Let's tilt the gimbal, see how far down it tilts. So that's the furthest the gimbal tilts down. It does not tilt all the way down. So now I'll cancel return home and I'll turn it around towards me. Move away from the sun. Let's go ahead and try that circle. Let's make sure that the radius and all that stayed. See, all that changed as soon as I got out of the app. I had to come back in and change the settings again for how far I wanted it to go. So we'll tilt the camera up and we'll go through some of these modes. And we have, all I want to try is follow. And we'll see what that does. It's going to follow. I don't think it's, let's see, inaccurate accuracy. Okay. So I have 16 GPS satellites. This did work before. So let me see something. Let me go ahead and bring it in. Alright, so now I connected my Android phone to it, and as you can see I have nothing on my maps, and that seems to be the problem when I use these cheap drones with Android. Usually the maps don't show up, but I believe Follow Me works on Android, but the maps don't work. But Follow Me is not working on the iPhone or my iPad, and the maps do work on the iPad. So let's go ahead and try Follow Me with the Android. Hit record on the video. Make sure it's locked in. It's hands-free. let's turn it around and we'll try follow me again. Tilt the camera down. That's the wrong way. Alright, that's the wrong way. Here we go. So I'll hit the box and do GPS follow. See if it turns when I turn. It's doing a good job with GPS follow. Alright, so now, let's see what else we got. Joystick control. Don't normally like this. Let's see what that is. Gesture mode's off. Touch joystick. So now I can push forward using see if there's a left also. Yep. Turn. So you can use your phone as the controller. Let's take that off. See if my controller still works. So I can even still use my controller at the same time, so that's good. So I'll take that off. What's that lock? And now I'll go. So just camera lets you do your gimbal tilt on here, and then speed gear lets you change. I don't see anything happening on there. Okay, here's some video I'm going to try today. Right now I'm in 1. Let's go to speed 2. The wind's coming from that direction, so I'll fly into the wind. This is day 2. Just going to fly it out until I get to my furthest distance. I am cutting between trees, so hopefully I can still see it here in a little bit. And right now I'm about to dip down under the trees. Hopefully I can push through some of the leaves and and show you how far this goes. 17, 18, 19, 27, come on. See that 1981, 88, and it's not going to go any further than that. Again, it's limited to 2000. Okay, I'll go ahead and return home. And I'm looking down at the controller, and I'm looking at, now it's going down, 18, 19, 16, 15. So I'm definitely coming home, but I have nothing on my FPV screen because I lost signal. So what I'll do here is go into my, let's try going back into the app. Go. Next. Let's see if yep, it automatically hooked back up to the Wi-Fi since I did take off the other ones, everything else that I was connected to. I can turn it around while it's flying and let it face forward while it's returning home. My controller battery's low. Go ahead and tilt down. Tilt it up some. And I'll go ahead and cancel return home. And let's see how fast I went against the wind. It's a little windy today also. Looks like I'm still able to go around 6, 5.2, 4, it's dropping down a little, 4.9. So let me go ahead, right averaging around 5 meters per second. So let me go ahead and turn it around and see what I'm doing this way with the wind. And with the wind, I'm able to go up to about 7.3 meters per second. 7.5. Okay. Alright, now back to the rest of the video. Just wanted to try it with the Android. Let's try circle mode. Don't know where it's going. Now it's starting to circle. So let's see where it thinks the middle of the circle is. It's like it thinks it's around here. Right around here maybe? Yep, so this is where it's circling. So let's hit stop. So I have it set for a 5-meter radius. So let me see if it goes to, let me take it up over my head. So I've had drones that done this before. And now I'll hit the circle. Flies out a little and then turns around towards me and starts a circle. Okay, so that's the way this works. You have to fly over your target and then select your circle, and then it circles around. So we'll hit stop. Hit stop on the, so let's try to do a larger circle. So that's where we had the surround. Looks like I got battery, low battery. We'll see what happens if it wants to come home or what. So if I start my radius of, say, 28 meters, and I fly up over the house, okay, and then hit the, go up a little. Now I'm going to hit the circle. It's going to fly out some. Should fly out to the radius that I set. I'll turn the camera down. Then it should turn around towards the subject and then start doing a circle. See if it makes a turn. There we go. So that's circle mode. And let's go ahead and return home since I'm looking at that battery icon. Shouldn't be low on battery, but we'll bring it in anyway. So I'll hit return home. And it wants to come home backwards, but all you gotta do is turn around while it's flying. And it does turn around and continues to come home. It starts to land. It is a little windy today, and it's another light drone, so it does have some problems with the wind. Alright, I just wanted to do a first flight video with this drone. Again, this is the F4 GPS drone. My first thoughts is this flies very good. I'm pretty confident in sending it out, and I sent it out a little ways that way. So I will get this out in a nice clear area and see how far this thing goes. The 2-axis gimbal is nice, and of course, like all the other cheap sub $200 drones, the camera is not very good. So let me know what you think of the camera quality, and if it's good enough for a little over $100. And stay tuned to the channel. I'll be doing some more tests with this little cheap drone. And tell me what you think in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. And thanks for watching.